Welcome back. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 Americans live with a disability. President George H.W. Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act into law in July of 1990. So this July marks the ADA's 33rd anniversary month.
So here to talk about the importance of the ADA and the services for people with disabilities is Deschamps. She's the director of the MidAtlantic ADA Center. Good to have you.
Thanks for being here.
Big anniversary for you guys, 33 years.
Yes.
Remind us all what the ADA does, what you all...
The Americans with Disabilities Act is comprehensive civil rights for people with disabilities. So it sets forth guidelines for employers, state and local governments, and private businesses, basically teaching us how to include people with disabilities.
Yeah, it's 33 years. I mean, it seems kind of crazy that 34 years ago we didn't have this in place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It does. And it's a great opportunity to celebrate civil rights for people with disabilities. It's also a great opportunity to kind of look back and see how far we've come,
Yes.
but also take stock and see how much farther we still have to go.
There's still steps to go to make everything
Absolutely.
accessible for everybody, of every ability. At the MidAtlantic ADA, what services do you all provide?
We are funded by the federal government to provide training, technical assistance, and information on the Americans with Disabilities Act. So your viewers who have area codes in the Mid-Atlantic region, Delaware, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and the District of Columbia, can dial 1-800-949-4232 anywhere in the Mid-Atlantic region and get hooked into our office, and we'll answer questions about the ADA. We'll talk through situations because obviously the answer depends on what the scenario is.
Sure.
So, and we also provide online information at adainfo.org.
I'm assuming within that information are some great resources for people that they can look into, they can connect with.
Absolutely,
they can learn more.
And we provide those resources as well. So we send people off equipped with information that they need to take whatever next steps for businesses, making their places accessible to people with disabilities, for state and local governments, it's making their services accessible, and for people with disabilities, it's educating them about their rights.
Yeah.
We talked about the significance of this anniversary and all the success and how far we've come.
Yeah.
But if somebody comes across a situation that is not accessible, is not working for somebody with disabilities, how can they engage you all, or how to?
Just dial our 800 number.
Okay.
And the great thing about this, our centers, is we are a national program. So if you dial our 800 number, you'll get connected to the center that serves the state that you're calling from. So I cover the Mid-Atlantic region, but I have other brother centers that cover the rest of the United States. So, and we're funded by your tax dollars to do this. So.
Right, right. It's so great to see as I go around town and you see new businesses and there's new things like ramps where they didn't used to be. And I can't help myself sometimes when I see that they're not there. I have this thought like, hey, this isn't really accessible for everybody. My father used to be in a wheelchair, and so I recall how hard that was for him at certain venues.
And you had that experience, so it's great that you look at it now. And and I think it's so important that when anybody sees that, regardless of whether they need it or they have a disability, that they do call it to the owner's attention, because they can open up their business to people with disabilities and get a lot more business. And there's so many advantages of making everything accessible to everybody, like you said before.
Right. What do you hope as you're going forward? Is there things you all are focused on looking at?
So much.
Yeah.
But I think if I had to pick one thing, I really would love to work on attitudes. That is still the biggest barrier to full inclusion of people with disabilities. So
a physical barrier at this point.
Well, and physical barriers are still there.
Oh, yes.
There are a lot of them out there, but I think the biggest fight is with people's attitudes and how they view people with disabilities because of the way they were raised. But they're learning. Everybody's learning, especially with intersectionality and all the different identities, and disability is another identity.
And to have the centers there to help educate and help as well. And thank you so much. Big anniversary.
Yes,
happy anniversary.
Yes, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Birthday,
Thank you for the work
ADA.
that you do.
Thank you.
For more information, you can visit adainfo.org, or once again, call the 800 number, 800-949-4232. They are here to serve you and help you.